Okay guys, we're back out here. The door's turning colors again. Junior ran to the store to buy hardener from the body shop place, and they gave him white hardener. White. You know how hard it is to see if white hardener is mixing? It's almost impossible. So basically we sanded these down. I found a little tiny low spot there, and a little low spot there. So I'm trying to get these, and a tiny little low spot right there. I'm trying to get these decent, and I'm probably just going to skim the lower end and just start blocking away. Most of this is going to wind up on the floor when I'm done. But I think overall it's going to make the flattest repair that I could do. So most of it is going on the floor. As you can see, I've been vacuuming up. So I don't have a lot of videotape because I recorded the earlier stuff today and I haven't downloaded it. So I'm going to keep the BS into a minimum. I'll let this stuff harden up, I hope, and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, that's what I call a mega skim. Basically, here's the situation in a nutshell. I had a very small area, maybe the width of my finger, kinda, that the panel definitely raised from welding. So I kept hitting it. Okay, so I said, okay, we can't deal with that. I would have to skim this panel that thick to overcome that. So here, there was one little tiny square that I was just noticing. So basically, I took out the dolly on the shrinking hammer again, and I worked this complete area. Worked it down, it's all textured looking from the shrinking hammer, and we did good there. Here, I just went around and around and around and smacked it, and I was able to hold the dolly from underneath, and we're good. So with that, like I said, I'm not going to do one repair, fade it down to this much, another repair, fade it down to this much, and edit that. Utterly ridiculous. So what's going to happen with this is, I gave it a skim, not that thick, you can see by the sides, and this is without even me sanding it yet. Okay, it's like the thickness of the metal, just a hair. But basically what's going to happen is I'm letting this set overnight. I've learned the hard way. I'm going to let this set overnight. We're going to come out with the longboard in 36 grit, and I'm going to flatten it. Okay, it's going to have deep scratches in it, but I'm going to flatten it, and that's the goal right now. I'll work on it from like here down, and up here I'm going to come with something finer to help bring it into the center of the door. Then we'll take the Rage. I've been using other Evercoat. That's what I'm using. It's not Bondo, it's Evercoat. Then we'll take the Rage and I'll put a very thin skim on this, because that definitely spreads better than this. And I got my mixed opinions on that right now, depending on what you're doing with this. Then I'll do that and I'll start to block that. I'll give it a quick block with 80 and a guide coat, then go down to 120. And that's what probably we'll leave it for now. If it needs a second skim, it'll get it, but I think we'll get it pretty quick. The Rage Ultra, definitely a lot more watery, soupy, creamy, however you want to word it, than the Rage Gold that I was used to, without a doubt. Now I'm working on a flat panel, so we're good. This is easier on my back than putting it on the car, but still we got to make sure that these edges are pretty much down to shiners, and we should line up with the door back there, and I should be good here again. So we should see a shine pretty much around. The Bondo, last time I used the Bondo was on the oil pan, and I put that shit on thick. You guys know I put that shit on thick. I just kept filling it, scratching it, filling it, scratching it, and then I just hit it with like 80 grit on the longboard. Called it good, primed it. I didn't really care. This is what Junior bought before I bought the Rage Ultra. This is the Evercoat lightweight body fill. And Junior wanted me to use this on the bottom originally. And put the Rage Ultra on top of it. And so I was like, yeah, whatever. I was going to use what I was used to. This is a lot firmer putting on. You could just tell by the way it goes on. Okay, and because it's firmer, if you're making a body line, which I'm not, I think you'd have more control. Okay, has a little bit more texture to it. That I could see right off the bat. But I did put little bits of it before, and I did sand it real quick down, so there was just little tiny remnants there to make that flat, and I didn't really see like a pinhole situation. But we will be going over this, so I don't know. We'll see how this sands. I got a feeling it's going to sand a lot harder than the other stuff. The other stuff sanded like powder. Now, I don't know if any of this has any effect on the durability of the stuff as time goes on. I have no idea. All I know is when things turn out good, they turn out bad, and things are bad, they turn out good for you, kinda. So, I don't know if because that stuff sands so good, if it'll fail easier, I have no idea. Or if it'll cause dieback easier, or if it's harder to seal because it sucks in your sealer and your primer and it keeps sucking it and never makes the surface, if you guys know what I mean. It never seals it. It just keeps drawing it in, coat after coat after coat. I have no idea. I can't answer any of those questions. I'm not a body guy. I don't plan on ever using this stuff again. Definitely I won't. But I guess we'll see how it is tomorrow. So like I said, I'm done. I want to make sure this stuff is completely dry before I hit it with 36 grit. If it's not, it will peel. All Bondo will peel. And this stuff is very sticky, to say the least. I get my dirt my fingers in it now. So, with that said, guys, like I said, there's not a lot on here. So it's not like I'm going to be working this thing for a while with the 36 grit. I want to work this pretty quick. I might actually throw a guide coat on before I start. And what I also like to do is get rid of the ridges first. So I'm not concentrating on getting the ridge here and making a low spot, and then you just keep chasing your tail over and over and over again. I knew this door would be Bondo from end to end. But, like I said, I don't know. So, with that said, guys, I think I've bullshitted long enough. We're supposed to have a nice weekend and a nice week coming up. It'd be nice to get this shit outside. I can clean this place. It is unbelievable in here. I've never had it like this. Never. So, but I gotta be careful because I can't get anything on the car. So, that might be like a Saturday night deal. When my neighbors aren't watching. Take that out in the driveway, just blow it off. It'd be good to do that right before it rains, but that ain't gonna happen. Okay, guys. With that, I'm taking a break. We all making progress. I want to get this damn door on the car at this point. The inside of the car's getting covered. My goals for this weekend: get this door roughed in, done, ready for some prime or whatever the hell I got to do next. Get that window completely done. As long as the butyl's the right thickness. If the butyl's the right thickness, that window will be in 10 minutes. If the butyl's the wrong thickness, at least I'll know I gotta go one size smaller. It's definitely not one size thicker. So, and whatever else we get done. But that's a must. This has to be back on the car. I'm done dealing with it. So, okay, guys. Looks better than wood tone and rot holes, don't it? Better than that. Even if I left it like that, it looks better than this.